Welcome back to my channel. I got another one here from Flea from Germany, and she is going to talk about 5 things Germans do that Americans find weird. So I'm going to, since I'm an American, I'm going to see if I find them weird. Let's get to it.
Huge culture shock. They're both Western cultures, but every now and then there are these situations where we see someone from the other country do something and we just have huge question marks in our eyes.
Before she starts, I wonder how many things culturally that Germans brought over here to America when they immigrated here. I live in Pennsylvania, so there's a ton culture stuff here. Like, it doesn't take you long to understand that, oh, Germans used to live here, basically. So it would be very interesting to see if what she brings up, how many similarities that I will see, but maybe some things will be completely just like, wow, that's crazy. I didn't understand that. That is weird. But let's find out.
Hello, servus, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Feli. I'm originally from Munich,
Feli.
Germany, but I've been living here in Cincinnati, Ohio, on and off since 2016. And when you live in another country, another culture, you'll inevitably have these moments where you see an object or a place or see a person do something and just think to yourself, wow, that's weird. And of course, this goes both ways. When Ben came to Germany with me for the first time, there were lots of things that he found weird. And he's not alone with that. Even here, I sometimes get weird looks for some of my German behaviors. And you guessed it, I wrote down a whole list of those things. And today,
I wonder how many things, because Ohio is very Germany immigrant too. I wonder how many things she just when she moved here to Cincinnati. I wonder how many things she's like, oh, I see that a lot in Germany. Or how many like things, because like a lot of like buildings and stuff sometimes has German names on it. Even if like a lot of last names, like a lot of people's businesses and stuff, they'll use their last names, and it's a lot of it's German. I wonder how much she saw that.
I'll tell you about the top 5 things that are normal to Germans, but weird to Americans. Hey, where's your trash? Oh, this doesn't go into the trash. Just put it into the basket next to the door. Thank you. Oh, do you need these for some kind of art project or something? No, it's just where I keep all my empty bottles and cans. Okay. Yes, Germans collect empty bottles and cans.
That's very true. I guess me being in Germany, I already kind of know a lot of weird things. Like, I believe Germans have 4 bins. One's for trash, one's for glass, one's for paper, and the other one's for metal. Maybe they have 5, because I think they have another one for plastic. So all the recyclables
At home.
all the recyclables are completely separate. But their trash has 1 bin, and you just throw that right in there. How's that I know that's probably annoying, but is it efficient being able to have everything separate like that? Or would it just not matter and just like us here in America, we have one recycling bin. We just throw everything in there. Now there's some rules to that, but in a sense, it's literally throw everything in there. I think you can't throw batteries in there or something. But any Germans watch this? Let me know in the comments. I'd like to know. Is it efficient or is it just annoying?
home, which is definitely something that people from the US and other countries have to get used to at first. Even I have to get used to it whenever I'm back home. I sometimes accidentally crush soda cans because I'm so used to doing that here to save space in the recycling bin, but in Germany, that's a huge no-go.
Well, to be fair, crushing cans, not like the way she did it, but like my dad had a can crusher. You just crush the can like this, and you put it in the bag. And after you have a few bags full of cans, you take it to the recycling bin, or not the recycling bin, to the scrap yard, and you get money for it. But I know in Germany they have those bottle dispenser things. You just stick it in, you get what, 5-10 cents back, something like that, which is cool. I wish we had that here, but you know.
The reason why Germans collect these bottles and cans is that Germany has a deposit system, a Pfandsystem. This means that when buying beverages in bottles, glass or plastic, or in cans, you'll pay a few cents extra. You won't really notice it though, since it's already included in the price. And then you'll get that money back when you return the empty bottles and cans to the store. And this usually happens at these machines that you'll find at grocery stores, called Pfandautomat. You just put your bottles and cans in there, and the machine scans the barcode. That's why you can't crush them, because otherwise it won't be able to read the code. And then when you're done, it prints out a voucher for you that you can then cash at the checkout. And since most people don't really want to carry around 1 or 2 empty bottles,
so you still have to pay for it? You just get your money back? That's weird. So are you even saving money, or are you even getting money? Because if you're already paying for it and you just get it back, I guess it's kind of just an incentive to recycle. But here in America, at least where I live around here, I don't know if each state is the same or not, but we buy can or beer or whatever, and we literally crush it up and get money back. So like it could be, instead of $30 for a case of beer, it's only like $21. I don't know. That's interesting. I don't know. I guess this system works better. Maybe our system works better, but it just takes certain people to do it properly, which humans are humans, you know, but
bottles at a time and get a lame 50 cents back. People usually collect them at home and wait until it's really worth it, and then they bring a whole basket store and get like a €10 voucher.
Oh yeah, that's the stuff.
The amount of the deposit differs, by the way, depending on whether it's a refillable bottle. For those, you usually get 8 or 15 cents back, a disposable plastic bottle, which is 25 cents, or an aluminum can, also 25 cents. Can I do the schnitzel and just...
Why is plastic and cans more expensive than glass? That seems a little backwards. Now that is weird to me.
Coke, please. Thank you. Oh, they forgot the ice. Yeah, that's not really common here. You're gonna have to ask for ice. Excuse me, could I get ice in this? Thank you. 2 ice cubes? Another thing that Germans do.
That's not very weird, because honestly, them putting ice in your sodas is just a marketing way to give you less. Cheap bastards.
That Americans find a little weird is drinking beverages without ice. that's just not something that's common in Germany or in other European countries. At least not to that extent. If you ask for ice, it'll be more like in that scene that you'll get a few ice cubes, while Americans are more used to this. I mean, cocktails and things like
Yeah, see, you're getting ripped off with that. Absolutely getting ripped off with that. Well, you put three soda drops in there and it's full. Yeah, give me a break. Give me my $3 back. Crazy.
that are served with ice in Germany as well. But again, it'll just be a few ice cubes as opposed to the whole glass being filled up with ice. But water or soda or juice spritzers won't usually come with ice at all. Now, from our perspective, this doesn't mean that we drink our beverages warm. It's just that it's enough for us when they come out of the fridge or a cold basement. In some cases, even just room temperature is fine. And yes, even though I've lived in the US for 6 years now, I still don't put ice in my drinks. And I often find the iced water at restaurants, for example, way too cold. Like, it's uncomfortable in my mouth. And if it's a drink I pay for, like at Starbucks or something, I'd rather get my money's worth and not get a cup full of frozen water with just a few ounces of the actual drink. But I'm pretty alone with that here. And I think just like I haven't started putting tons of ice into my drinks, even though I've lived in the US for years now, Ben will never stop doing it. When we were in Germany and he wanted to get a fountain Coke at McDonald's, he forgot to ask for ice, and then when we had already walked out, he noticed that it didn't have any ice at all, and he was really disappointed. One thing that over 15 minutes to get to your destination, normal for Germans, weird to Americans. Especially to those who don't live in a huge city, your car is what gets you around in the US, and even for short distances,
sucks.
you won't see a lot of Americans walk if they don't have to. It's even considered unsafe in many places. The US is simply a car country. In most places, even in mid-sized cities like Cincinnati, there's always enough parking spots, so you can really drive anywhere you want to go without really thinking about it. Most stores and restaurants even have their own parking lots, and
it takes me 20 minutes to get to the grocery store. And that's driving. I live relatively close to everything, and it still takes me that long. 20 minutes there, 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes in the grocery store, and then 20 minutes back. That's a whole hour just to grocery shop. It sucks.
You can do countless things without ever leaving your car in this country. You can get food in drive-thrus, you can get coffee, you can get
which sucks.
cash from drive-thru ATMs, even liquor from drive-thru liquor stores. So really anything you want. Germany, on the other hand, isn't a car country. Most of our cities and towns were built before cars even existed, and we also don't have as much space for parking spots. So getting around with public transport, by bike, and walking is pretty normal for us.
If I able to get around by walking or bicycle, that would be great. I don't have to pay for gas, insurance, whatever. That would just be nice.
At least in urban areas. In rural areas, it's a little different. But in Munich, for example, it'll most likely be quicker to walk 20 minutes than taking a car, getting through the traffic, taking forever to find a parking spot.
On the highway where I live, ridiculous. It's bumper to bumper traffic all the time on a highway. Just because it has a few lights going through the town makes it bumper to bumper. It's ridiculous.
And then walking to your destination from the parking spot. Plus, many Germans also simply enjoy being active and being out in the fresh air.
I think that's the girls' bathroom. There's a sign that says, sit down to pee.
Oh, no, you were right. That's the men's bathroom.
What?
Okay, so to this topic, I've actually dedicated a whole video before, so make sure to check that out if you haven't seen it. But yes, in Germany, it's common for men.
There was a bathroom I went into. It was a Chinese restaurant, and it was like some labyrinth crazy thing. Like, I walk in, there was a sink on the wall. There was a sink on the wall. And then I walked down to the door, opened it up. There was toilet but no sink. It's almost unbelievably how difficult to explain to you the craziness of this bathroom was. I should have took pictures of it, to be honest with you, and I didn't.
To sit down to pee. Well, in the US, most people...
But that Chinese food I was in, awesome.
People are not only completely shocked when they find out about this, but also find it really weird. And I understand that that's a weird thought if you've grown up your whole life thinking that all men pee standing up, and that's just how it is, period. Like, it's okay that that's weird to Americans at first, as long as you don't get started with insecure comments like, oh, it's unmanly to sit down to pee. I hope we can all agree that that's complete bullshit. But back to the topic,
Yeah.
in Germany, most men sit down to pee at home to avoid a mess. It's also supposed to be healthier for your prostate, and this is also what's expected of you when you're using someone else's bathroom in
That's
Germany.
weird.
And yes, even public bathrooms might have a little sticker or sign asking you to sit down to pee. Might be weird to Americans, but it's normal to us Germans. Now, this last one is a real mystery, even to me. The German stare. To be honest, before I came to the US, I didn't even know that
I never really noticed that while I was in Germany. I didn't really see anybody just staring at me like that. I don't know. Either I just didn't pay attention that closely, which I was pretty much knowing what my surroundings were, but I didn't really notice that at all.
was a thing. But after being away from Germany for a while, I suddenly noticed that Germans do this thing where they just look at you and don't stop, in a way that I wasn't used to it anymore from the US. And I noticed that I did it too. And I don't know if this has to do with German directness, that we're just curious, looking at people and thinking nothing of it, or if there's another reason behind it, but I do know that many expats who come to Germany find this really weird and uncomfortable, and I've had to explain to many Americans that no, they're not staring at you because you look American or they don't like you. It's something they just do, and they're probably not even aware of it, like myself, because it's just something that's kind of normal in Germany. And that was the last point on my list for today. I'm sure I'll share some more of these with you in the future, but for now, let me know if you've
check it
ever
out
had any
then.
similar experiences yourself. Like, have you ever lived abroad or traveled somewhere and were baffled by something that
Yes,
the
I've been
locals
to
seem to
Germany.
consider the most normal
2
thing?
times.
Put it in the comments. And of course, if you enjoyed this video and like what I do,
Alright, you heard the lady. In the comments, tell me where you're from. If you're German and been to the United States, let me know where you went. Unfortunately, I'm not getting into politics or anything, but kind of a little iffy about how things are as now. But we'll get through it. We'll get through it, and it just sucks. But hopefully, in the future, things will be better. And that's all I got for you today. If you find anything weird about America, let me know in the comments. If you like this, like and subscribe. That will help out my channel, and I appreciate it. Thanks for watching.